Hi everyone, welcome to WIC channel. My name is Rifad. So today I'll be talking about a way to save the conversion fee from trading from like CAD to USD, because you guys know, right? You always have to pay kind of the percentage above the conversion fee to like example that right now we're trading at example a dollar, like example a dollar of US is like a dollar 33 Canadian. We would have to pay around $1.36, the 2% premium, right? There's always like that that is applied, right? And that's kind of a way that it kind of came against people like, hey, you know what, I don't want to pay that fee, and like it's a way to find a way to save it, right? And I found an interesting method which I tested and it really works. So I kind of broke it down in a kind of step by step on the slide and to kind of go you guys on a brief details, right? So let's go. So step one, you determine how much you want, right, to convert into USD. Example, you want $5,000 USD, we can say, right? So in and also and this is going to be done on Questrade, right? So to make sure, I don't know about other trading platform, but this is really concentrated on Questrade. On Questrade, you have the currency settlement. That is when a stock is sold, which currency it stays in. So you need to make sure it stays on currency of transaction. That I'll attach a link on down below on on how to kind of how to do it and stuff like that. So I'll attach it on the description. So then afterwards you go ahead and check. It's done with the two things. It's called dlr.u.to. And dlr.to. That's the two ETFs that you need to keep in notice, right? So you go to check out the price on dlr-u-to, which that one is tracked on USD. Example is trading at $10.10. Then you say, hey, I need $5,000. You do $10.10. That gives you around, you need to buy, so we say it comes around now, it comes around 495 and something. So you go ahead and buy 496 of that ETF in question. Then 496. So then what you do is you go and buy $496 of dlr.to, which that one is tracked in Canadian dollars. So that's very important to know. The big difference is these two, these two is the same ETF, but the only thing is the dlr.to, that is on Canadian dollars, while this is tracked on US dollars. So that's very important to kind of distinguish both of them. So then afterwards, once you go ahead and you buy dlr.to, which is in Canadian dollars, you buy that and you open a case at Questrade. You just open a case, say, hey, tell them, hey, I bought dlr.to. Can you journal them over to dlr.u.to? And once that's completed, it will take roughly around 4 business days. Once it's completed, you can sell it, and once it's completed, what will happen is that these two of the DLR of your 496 shares of dlr.to will be converted into dlr.u.to, and what happens is that when you sell the U, we call it U, dlr.u, that when you sell the U, it'll remain in USD. So what happened is that now you would have bought maybe roughly, you say, give a number, give or take, let's bring out the fantastic calculator. So if you take, I don't know, example right now, I think it's, I don't know if I go to get the number, let me go get the number for you guys. So DLR, let's get the real factual numbers so they can help you guys know what I mean. If you go into Yahoo Finance, you can go into dlr.to. Let's go there 1 second. Yeah, there we go. This is one. And afterwards, let's bring up the dlr-u.to. So you guys can see now it's at $10.11. So that means you need to spend this much. So you have to go and say, I need example, what I said was 496, right? 496. So you do 496 times 13 times 1357, right? So that would amount to this much you would have to spend in Canadian dollars. You would have to go and buy it, right? You spend on Canadian dollars, you go ahead and you buy it. You buy that stock, and afterwards you just pretty much you tell them to Questrade, and what they'll do is they'll journal them over that, and you can at the end, after once it's journaled in and you have the correction, you just can go ahead and sell them, and it's going to remain US dollars, and you can go ahead and buy it, and there's no fees to journaling, right? So so one of the big advantage of doing this is pretty simple. You save the conversion fee, right? And like, you know, and afterwards, the disadvantage is, the huge disadvantage is a long process. It takes 4 business days. It's like 2 days for the stock of the dlr.u.to to settle, then 2 extra days for dlr-u.to to kind of like to journal that over. So it takes extra 2 days. So in total 4 business days is needed. So that's a long process. So you must be patient in a way. That's how I would say. So kind of like, you know, broke it down here of like savings you can have, right? So this is so the fees when you buy the ETFs. The fees when you buy the ETFs is that is around, depending how much you're buying, so you can vary that you have, and also the fees when you sell the ETFs. That's when you sell it, there's a fixed fee and you pay that also, which I did. But there's no journaling fees, right? And me, when I did it, I paid roughly maybe like around maybe like $10 Canadian compared to like, you know, a lot more. So it's very interesting how much you save. So in this scenario, you can see here is if like the example I used, the calculations with the stock price when it was different. So example, this would cost you, example, you want $5,000 in USD with a 2% fee, it would cost you around $6,802. But with the ETF, we call the Norbert Gambit. It's called this thing, buying the ETF and doing the other ETF. I want 5,000 in USD. It would cost you 6,669. So it's a possible savings of $133. Because I would say is then it's become very interesting. Like you see, you save $130. That's like almost like a stock or another stock or 2 more stocks in US dollars that you can possibly buy, which you would not be able to, because that you just pay the fees, right? So it's an interesting saving, and the savings become more interesting more the amount is, right? I mean, if you're trading a couple of $100, maybe it's not really worth it, the process time, so we just go ahead and buy your stock. But I mean, if you're trading in the thousands and the higher in the thousands, then it starts to become an interesting thing to start and think, right? To do. So this is a way, and also, like, I mean, you should also take the stock price might vary. So between the 4 days, business days, the stock itself, the ETF might vary, but I mean the variation is so very noticeable. It could vary like a couple of cents, so you might lose a couple of cents here and there, but overall there won't be a big difference, I would say, because it's very hard. It's not, because our currency and USD currencies are not a highly volatile currency, so it's kind of predictable. So it's kind of, that's the great fantastic thing of Canadian and USD dollars. So that's the reason. So you can say that itself is, that's a big advantage. So I mean, and the fees that you and overall, it might cost you maybe between $10 to $20 in fees, I would say. So you would somewhat come out with $100 in savings, you know. I wouldn't expect you to pay more than $20 in overall fees, because it costs you like around $5. I'm just throwing a number. I mean, depending on your situation, how much you sell and this kind of stuff. I mean, around $5 USD to trade off, and how much you're gonna pay ETFs, maybe around $1. So when you convert all of that, you know, it's maybe around $10. Maybe if the fluctuation goes down. So I mean, overall, you can have a good amount of savings, I would say. So that's a big big advantage out there. So this kind of resumes the whole that we call the Norbert's Gambit process to kind of save you guys conversion fee, right? But the big thing here is patience, I would say. You know, once the conversion is, it's really patience when you do the trade. So it can take you really time to kind of convert and all this kind of stuff. That's the longest time. So, and if you're patient and you're okay with it, it can be an interesting savings, potential savings for you guys, and not pay the 2% fee. So yeah, this resumes the whole the ways to save the conversion fee. So let me know what you guys think. Anyways, I would love to hear from you guys. Have you guys done this in the past? Let me know how the process was. For me, in my case, it was very smooth. and effortless. Just one email, one chat, and was done. Let me know what you guys do it and all stuff. So if you like this video, hit the thumbs up, share, it'd be awesome, subscribe, and also let me know about this new layout if you guys like it. Would love to hear from you guys. So yeah, thank you for watching, guys, and have yourself a wonderful day. Whoosh.